little surprise here, a little extra treat here. Reggie Aloysius Miller, a Hall of Famer, Turner Sports NBA analyst. And I noticed that Reg tweeted about the UFC 229 brawl surpassing Malice at the Palace. And Reg joins us now. Hey, Reg.
Theodore, how are you? Long time no hear. And my Danettes, long time no hear from.
Well,
I'm glad this tweet kind of got you guys energized a little bit.
I was letting you be Daddy Dearest, Daddy Daycare.
Yes, that's true.
You had the summer off. I didn't want to interrupt that. I didn't want to interrupt that.
Family vacations. Are we there yet? The whole thing. Yeah.
All right. So you were watching this fight, and you were angry enough or bothered by to tweet out?
Oh, I wasn't angry at all, and I wasn't bothered. Number one, fantastic card and fantastic fight. Not only the Conor-Habib fight, but the whole card was fantastic. It was just funny how the similarities were in line with the Malice at the Palace. But let me start by saying this, that all the junk that but that's Conor's stick by insulting and selling pay-per-view. We've seen this. We've seen it before. And when you insult the man's faith, his family, his country, at the end of the day, my opinions are sticks and stones, break your bones, names will never hurt me. I thought Habib should have rose above. But I get where the angry after he almost choked when he did choke him out. Because if you watch it really closely, after Conor taps out, he holds on to it an extra second longer and then has words for Conor. That I was okay with because that was pent-up frustration. Where it sets it off and it parallels the Malice at the Palace is when he jumps out of the octagon and goes into the stands. Now, I hear people saying, well, he was going after Conor's jiu-jitsu coach, and that still doesn't make it right just because he knows how to protect himself. What about the people around his jiu-jitsu coach?
Yeah.
It still doesn't make it okay. And people say, well, that's boxing. And in this case, MMA, you sign up for that. No, you don't. Look, I know people, when you go to a basketball game, you don't expect it to spill over into the stands. Well, it happened. You don't expect that in baseball. Well, it happens. Hockey, I know there's fighting in hockey, but you don't expect it to spill over. But it happens, and it's never okay. It wasn't okay November 19th, 2004. In the middle of it, it was bedlam. I to this day, I shake my head on a couple instances that went down that day. But it happens. It's never okay. But I will say this. The commissioner, David Stern, was swift. Because we had a game the next night, and we only played with 6 guys. If you remember, I was in a cast. I had a broken finger, and I begged our trainers to cut off my cast so I could play. We only had 6 guys. He said the justice was swift. This is being kind of played out a little bit because, we're going to wait for the Nevada Commission and visas might. No, Dana White. You can control your organization and you can be swift in its justice.
Because I'm looking at because, Artest was banned for the rest of the season. You had Steven Jackson got 30 games.
30 games.
Jermaine O'Neal got 25.
Which was cut down to 15.
Anthony Johnson got 5. Ben Wallace got 6.
I got a game.
Billups. Chauncey got a game.
Got a game.
Yeah.
Look, Ron missed, he $5 million gone for the rest of the year. I thought the punishment was a little too much. I expected obviously a fine and suspensions. I didn't think Ron was going to be gone the rest of the year. Because this made me go back, which I don't like to do, and look at the replays of that whole thing. Hard foul. Was it a hard foul? 40 seconds left in the game. We were up 15. Hard foul. But the overreaction by Ben Wallace, that created everything. And then Ron is just chilling laying down on the scorer's table, my hand on him, and that damn cup out of the corner of my eye. I see it in slow motion. And then the Incredible Hulk. From David Banner to the Incredible Hulk. And everything ensued after that. Now, when Habib went into jumped the octagon and went in. We still don't know because when I was watching it live, Rogan and gang were talking about it, but they wouldn't show the replays.
Crazy.
Why is that?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you? They were trying to sanitize it. Why wouldn't you cover that? You had to do the play-by-play of what's going on here.
And I wanted to see which was a Bush League by Khabib's corner people jumping in, and the guy that was tagging Conor from behind. Come on, man. What a punk move. That's a punk move. This man just went 4 rounds. Yes, he got beat down. Yes, he got choked out. But, man, you don't come up from behind and tag the man a couple of times. Again, I understand the frustration in the Khabib corner. I get it. This dude talked massive trash, but you choked the life out of him. And I would have talked trash in that octagon while they were putting the belt on forever. That should have been his, get back. But where he lost everything is when he jumped. But I get it. But at the end of the day, sticks and stones. Look, you can't leave the field of play, in this case, the octagon. You just can't do that. I'm sure there will be a major suspension for him. I personally do not think he should lose his belts over this.
He won't.
Because the fight was over.
Yeah.
He had done what he was supposed to do, and he's still undefeated, and he put the smackdown on Conor. But I think a major suspension will be coming down. But guess what? I'm going to pay for Conor Khabib too. Won't you?
Yeah,
this is great this is great promotion for two. It'll happen. Just like I thought Conor was going to be banned from the octagon in April after throwing the dolly through the bus. I thought there ain't no way they're bringing this dude back. That sells tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they could suspend him for 6 months, but all that means is he doesn't fight for 6 months, and then he comes back after 6 months in one day, and then he's ready to fight Conor McGregor again. He's not going to lose his belts. They may fine him, $1 million or something, and they move on.
I believe his purse was $2 million for the fight, and I think they'll probably. You're right. They'll probably hold $1 million back.
Maybe.
500,000, $1 million. But I think he'll get some of his purse because the work was already done. He did put in the work.
Yeah, he did.
He choked the life out of him. But you can't leave the field of play. You can't. But look, at the end of the day, you're talking to a smack talker. I get it. I absolutely get it. This dude was talking so much trash. The weigh-ins, putting hands on me. I get it. But you had that when you were choking him out, and Herb Dean, after he tapped out and was trying to grab you, and you held on that extra 2 seconds, that was your justice right there. When you got up and you were talking noise to him, that was your justice. Leave it at that. When Joe Rogan comes into the ring and interviews you, that's when you're smacked. That's when you should have let it all out. But when you jump the octagon and you go in, and I don't want to hear that's his jiu-jitsu coach and he knew how to handle himself. What about the other people around him? What about the officers that had to run in? What if they would have got a stray elbow? We don't know because they won't release the footage. So I guarantee you there'll probably be some lawsuits coming down from some fans who say they got hurt in the melee, right?
It could be.
Could be.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, but there could be. There could be some faux injuries there.
Fake, right. Someone just trying to, capitalize. And everyone's saying, because I heard Stephen A. say this, and I love what Stephen A. most of the time says, but on this point when he said that no one really got hurt in the April incident from Conor throwing the two fighters could not fight that night because of stitches.
Yeah.
That's their livelihood.
Yeah.
So someone did get hurt. No one really got hurt. No, someone did get hurt. Two fighters who came to fight that night could not fight because of stitches, because of the actions of Conor McGregor.
He's Reggie Miller, the Hall of Famer.
Someone did get hurt.
The Hall of Famer, Turner Sports NBA analyst joining us, but talking MMA. Are you watching preseason NBA?
Of course.
What should we be watching for?
Really, the story is going to be out of 29 other teams, who can dethrone the champs, in my opinion. Can the Lakers actually put up a good fight against Golden State? No. Okay. No, they can't. What about in 4 months? I have them 6. I will say this. This is how good I think Golden State is going to be. I would take 2 through 7 in the West. Form an all-star team out of 2 through 7, and they still might not be able to beat Golden State in the West, especially when Boogie Cousins comes back. Because what you did by adding Boogie Cousins, you added a ballistic missile, a guy that has a chip on his shoulder, a guy that throughout his career people said could be untamed, has an attitude. But now you add him to Steve Kerr and that locker room and to Draymond Green and Steph Curry in that winning culture. And on ring night, while he has to go in the back while the rest of those guys celebrate, that's going to fuel his fire. I want to be a part of that. I want one of those. So that adds energy to guys that have won 3 in the case of, Steph and Clay and Draymond, and 2 for KD. Instead of them getting bored, you have new life, new energy in that locker room. So that's what, barring injury, major injury, because they had injury last year. Steph only played, 54, 55 games, and they still won. Barring major injury, I just don't see it in a 7-game series, anyone being able to beat them. Do I think some teams can compete with them? Absolutely. Boston can compete with them. In my opinion, that might be it.
Even Houston?
That might be it. No. If Andre Iguodala does not get hurt last year, I don't think that goes 7 games. I don't think that's a 7-game series. People forget he was hurt that whole series, or the last 3 games, I believe.
You got the Lakers with 50 wins?
I do not. I have them in the finishing 6th in the West, and I have them anywhere between 45 to 49 wins. If they get 50 wins, if they get 51 wins, LeBron James will once again be in strong consideration for MVP, and Luke Walton should be Coach of the Year if they get 51 wins or more.
The makeup of the roster is weird, Reg. That you got the young guys.
I like it. I love the Rondo pickup. I love Rondo because Rondo won't pay off until April and May. And I think he's going to help Lonzo understand the game of basketball because Lonzo has great potential and great talent, but to me, he just doesn't understand the game. Rondo is a basketball savant. So I think that will help them, and you've got to play them together. But Rondo won't pay off until playoff time. We saw what he did for Chicago before he broke his hand. They should have beat Boston a couple of years ago. And we saw last year what he did for New Orleans when they beat Portland, swept them in the first round. He is a basketball savant, obviously winning the championship under Doc Rivers, playing with, KG, Ray, and Paul. I think it's going to pay off big time come playoff time with Rondo.
Yeah.
But 45 wins to 49, I think, and being number 6 in the West. I think I have Denver ahead of them, Utah, Houston, Golden State, and OKC.
I think it comes down to this, and I hate to single out one guy, but I know what to expect from LeBron. Kuzma, I think Brandon Ingram needs to take that next step towards being great or, close to being great. I don't know if he's capable of doing it. I don't know if the shadow of LeBron helps or hurts, but I look at Ingram as the guy who might be really the key if they're going to be a dangerous team this year. What do you think?
If this training camp is any indication, because they've both played well together. A few days ago, he had 31 points in the start playing alongside LeBron James. So if this training camp and this exhibition season is any indication, that's a positive move for Laker Nation because they're finding ways to coexist. And you're absolutely right, because to me, he's the X factor. Because if he plays towards the potential that we all believe that he has and he's capable of playing with, then maybe this is a 50-win team. But I just think on a nightly basis, there's going to be a lot of inconsistency with those young guys. And once again, I think LeBron's going to have to carry the load, especially early. I think they will struggle early. I think they will find their footing the middle of December, probably through the All-Star break. And then they may falter off a little bit March into April and struggle, not necessarily to get into the playoffs, but they're not that 50-win team in Lakers. To me, the Lakers really are on the clock, not this season, but next season, because they got to get another proven, true free agent blockbuster deal in there to play alongside LeBron and these other young guys, and then they're really on the clock.
It's good to hear from you. We'll check in with you when the regular season starts. Hope the family's good, and we appreciate you calling in.
Family is fantastic. I miss you guys. This is great. I love our energy. Theodore, I am back. Alan Wizards is in the building, baby. Let's do it.
Thank you, Reg.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.